is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. So the big play to kick off the drive set them up first and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they were able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff. But, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got them in position.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Mariota had an 87-yard run as a rookie. This one a bit less, but it is a first down.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn that for a first down.
First down, Mariota. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Toss it out right here to Patterson. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. Now Mariota. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Here's Dalton. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. Dalton now to pass. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The Saints on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Got an open man. It's Olave. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
A good running there by Kamara on first down as he takes this ahead for a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 now. Dalton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Dalton. He completes it to Olave. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. What a play that turns out to be. 36 yards. And they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time and effort in because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task. And for a rookie, all that you have to learn to get on the same page with your quarterback, that's excellent coaching. And how about how he's picked things up?
Picking things up in a big way with a big play in his NFL debut. Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Our defense is worried that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
This will be Dalton again. The pass caught by Olave. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Dalton operating in the red zone now. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. To throw again on 2nd down. Dalton. Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. Alvin Kamara, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Saints go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive spans 13 plays. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. Williams loses the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And it's 21-3. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. We'll remind you that coming up tonight, the first Sunday nighter of the new season. And how about this for a matchup? The Buccaneers and the Cowboys from Dallas, 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday night, just one game here in Week 1 this year. And it'll pit the Broncos and Seahawks as Russell Wilson makes his Bronco debut. And, of course, where is it? Seattle. Coincidence? We'll let you decide.
From the 24, Mariota. And that's off the mark.
But instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Mariota to throw it. Into the hands of Bird over the middle. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, Mariota. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Mariota's throw caught by Bird here.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Patterson running between the tackles. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
On gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll run with Patterson.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On now to punt. Here's Bradley Pinion.
Yeah, this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
The focus goes back to Chris Olave, the Saints offense.
He's been really good in the yardage category, yet to hit the end zone, however.
A minor blemish against him right now because the work he's doing catching the ball, in some ways he's helping serve as good ball control. Because the big plays that he's making have really helped out his team.
Absolutely. They're winning on the scoreboard here in quarter number 2. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Dalton back to Kamara for another catch.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Kamara up the middle.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 40 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
This offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Play action here with Dalton. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Landry. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 36. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Andy Dalton.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
To throw again on 2nd down, Dalton.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And it'll be Dalton again. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 14. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Johnson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard.
And again, Andy Dalton to throw. And his pass incomplete. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if you could have hung on. Instead, it's a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They'll try to pass on 4th down. Dalton. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans.
A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Saints are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
And it's Michael Thomas who ends it with a touchdown reception. From out of his end zone, it's Avery Williams. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Mariota. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. Mariota from the gun on third down.
He completes that to Garrett Wilson.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Mariota now to throw on first down.
This one into the hands of Pitts.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Mariota now. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on second and 10.
Brings up second and 10.
Again, it's Mariota. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And another long drive from the offense, but the defense is denying them the end zone. Nothing to show for the last drive offensively. They can't come away empty-handed again.
The sack backs him up, so now Mariota in Atlanta dealing with a third and long.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't get in.
Coverage is awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
A 58-yard attempt.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And they will remain well behind.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see.
And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We begin 2022 up in the Tar Heel state. Cleveland paying the opening day visit to Carolina. And they have just about gone to halftime with the Panthers out on top. Sam Darnold has a couple of touchdown passes. From there, it's off to Chicago. Check on the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting 49ers. Darnell Mooney, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Bengals trying to finish that one off and claim victory. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And it was important for them to get the season off on the right foot. And they've done just that, thanks to a very solid outing by their passing offense thus far. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
And the Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Throw caught here by Bird. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. To the air again, Mariota. Finding room at midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes.
Yeah, and at the risk of sounding just a little bit trite, this is just a tackle that needs to be made. It's one thing when you've got a bruising 230-pound running back coming your way, but when it's a quarterback who's running for his life, your teammates will tell you, you've got to get him on the ground.
1st and 10, it's Patterson. Down to the 42, second down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Patterson on the draw.
And he's got room. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
They'll run with a rookie from BYU, Tyler Algier.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. They'll try to throw now. Mariota dancing to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
They'll try and run for it. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Saints will have the football back. They begin on the ground with Kamara.
57 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Kamara. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. The Saints 1st down there on a gain of 11.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
To throw here, Dalton. And Thomas has it. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
A gain of 7. 1st down, Saints.
Passing, it's Dalton.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Back to the ground, it's Kamara.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And room there to work it inside the 25. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They look to throw on 3rd with Dalton. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 12-yard line. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
A give. This is Kamara. A great move, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there.
2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7.
They run it again with Kamara. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Will Lutz now to try the New Orleans field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
I got to think at this point, 3rd quarter, if you're able to hold on to the ball, get 3 at the end, that's all you're looking for.
I would agree with that because right now, this is a job well done by them. In fact, it's almost time for handshakes, a little dap on the sidelines, maybe even start to discuss post-game plans. And for the guys who haven't played yet, go ahead and get loose. Your time is now.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league where we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
On 2nd and 15 now. Mariota.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing, Mariota. Eluding the pressure, and he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Landry now on the return. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line.
Tackle made at the 49-yard line. 1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Dalton over the middle, complete. That's Johnson.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Here we go with Kamara, and nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. Alvin Kamara unable to push past that yellow line. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal. And to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener.
Now Mariota. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
On 2nd and 11 now. Dalton. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And he missed it. It's no good, but that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Mariota on 1st down.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Batted by the linebacker, but still adjusts and makes the catch.
2nd and goal from the 1.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and goal.
From the gun, Mariota. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Falcons are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. A drive there in just 4 plays.
And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception.
And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Free kick out of bounds.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
They'll run. This is Kamara. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Kamara trying the right side. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
127 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the play.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Falcons ready to take over. And whatever promise they showed in the translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. To throw is Mariota.
And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A first down throw for Mariota.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the red zone now, Mariota. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons.
Justin Jefferson.
An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Falcons are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Up to the line, Mariota. His guys will go for 2 here.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than 1 play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it.
Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sand. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Third down from the gun. Dalton sliding out of the pocket. Open man is Michael Thomas. Touchdown, Saints. Michael Thomas. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Saints are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead.
Lutz with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 23. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it's Michael Thomas who ends it with a touchdown reception. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on and they're ready for this next series.
And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he's really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. Never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Mariota.
Pass is tipped, but he's still able to bring it in.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
P.J. Williams with a pick.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. Three interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Oh, that's just...
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it.
And the Falcons grab it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is confirmed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. And out of the air, Dalton. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Here's Dalton. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
This will be Dalton again. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Andy Dalton with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game.
And the Saints up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter.
Lutz good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
And here now come the Falcons.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Got an open man finding Jefferson.
And he is out of bounds right around the 34. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. He completes it to Wilson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Back to throw again. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. They'll look to throw again.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Hey, green.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's going to be caught. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
Ritter will throw for it.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Trying to run down some clock with Kamara.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here comes the Saints punter now as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. It's taken to the 26. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
23 yards, the final tally. They'll look to throw here. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
Okay, right?
One final shot. They'll look to throw. They're going for Jefferson downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Well, this was not...